Hey, what's going on, everyone? Brian Page back here. I'm recording this video for my anatomy class for the University of New England. So glad you're sticking with me with my YouTube channel. Hi, Finn and Rowan, if you're watching this. My kids, they love YouTube. So we're talking about module number 3. We're talking about the integument system or the skin system. Actually, a good known fact is the largest organ in the human body is the skin. So if you want to impress your friends at a party, ask that question, and maybe you'll get some good responses if they really don't know anatomy. So for this assignment, I have to talk about several components, but first I'm going to hold up this. Just says my name on it, if you could see it, Brian Page. The date is 6/14 of 2021, and just highlights the different areas. So I'm going to talk about the components of the integument system. I'm going to give a basic description of the different layers of the skin and the hypodermis, so to include the epidermis and the dermis. And then last but not least, I'm going to give a clinical example in regards to how the skin, the integument system could relate to my future career. So I'm going to roll through those 3 different areas, and hopefully my video doesn't freeze up too much, and we'll take it from there. So first, the components of the integumentary system. I like integument system. It's a little easier. You could use both terms interchangeably. So the integument system consists of the skin. It also consists of the hair, the nails, and the glands that are composed of your skin. So those are the different areas. The function of the integumentary system or the integument system is really protection from the elements such as the UV rays. It's summer. I was just recently sitting outside at a White Sox game, and I didn't put sunscreen on, so it was pretty red. You can't really see it in this video. But the integument system provides a lot of protection. It also helps with thermoregulation, so it helps us kind of regulate our heat, etc. And then it protects, obviously, with the nails, protects our fingers, and the glands and the hair protect our head and help with their thermal regulation. So those are the components of the integument system. In regards to the different layers of the skin, there's the epidermis, which is the outer layer of the skin. The epidermis consists of keratinized squamous epithelium cells, and it's the outside. These skin actually on the outside layer are dead, and I'll talk about the different layers of the epidermis now. So in our palms and in our feet, and we have thick skin. Everywhere else in our body, we have thin skin. So in the thick skin, there's 5 different layers. The first is from deepest to most superficial. The deepest is the the stratum basal, and then it goes the stratum spinosa, and then the stratum granulosum. And then in thick skin, we have the stratum lucidum. And then last but not least, on the outside is the stratum corneum. So in thick skin, we have 5 layers. In thin skin, we have 4. So we wouldn't have the stratum lucidum, which is underneath the stratum corneum. So we would only have 4 different layers. A clinical application as far as the layers of the dermis. So there's 2 different layers of the dermis. The first is the papillary dermis, which is right under the basement membrane of the epidermis, and then deeper to that is the reticular dermis. The papillary dermis consists of loose connective tissue. The deeper layer, the reticular layer, consists of Blood, it provides the blood supply to the skin because the epithelial cells are very avascular, or they don't provide their own blood supply. So those are the different layers of the epidermis and dermis. Underneath the dermis is the hypodermis, which consists mostly of a fat layer. So there's um, adipose tissues consist of the hypodermis. Last but not least, a clinical application for review. I want to be a licensed prescribing psychologist. So many of the medications we prescribe for psychiatric reasons may have side effects. And it's very important because we need to observe someone's skin to see some of those side effects. So in the future, definitely going to be looking at individual skin in the physical exam, especially if they're on medications to treat bipolar disorder, some of the mood stabilizers such as lamotrigine or Lamictal, carbamazepine, or Tegretol could have serious side effects to include Stevens-Johnson syndrome, which could lead to a necrosis, which actually is skin death, where your skin just kind of sloughs off, and it could be deadly in many cases. Um, Another potential side effect for some of these antipsychotic medications is called DRESS, or drug-related eosinophilia, and systemic reaction, and that could really be present in the skin. It's also important to observe my patients in regards to their skin color. If somebody's presenting with yellow tinted skin, jaundice, it could be really a sign of um, liver failure, and that's going to be important in running labs and prescribing certain medications because most of them are metabolized through the liver. So that's my presentation on the integument system, and I hope you learned a lot. Take care.